What's up, guys, and welcome to a new episode of WholesomeGamer's Solocast. I am your host, G, bringing you the happenings in the gaming world and my thoughts with them. The show this week is still pretty new, so if you're joining me for the first time, here's a little rundown of what to expect from WholesomeGamer's Solocast. Solocast is basically me talking about games. And there you have it. That's right, it's a one-man show talking about family-friendly video games. But even though we're brand new, even though my show is brand new, I have already received feedback and I'm hoping to make it better. So here are some of the changes you can expect to see in Solocast starting with this very episode. What you can expect are new segments, new game release schedules, some of your questions answered, and more. I am also going to try to cut down on the time you spend listening to my voice, so expect shorter casts unless there's a ton of news and topics to get through for the week. I'm also going to try to make the Solocast a weekly production, likely recording on Fridays, like today is a Friday, and publishing on Saturdays. It all depends on my schedule, but I'll try to be as consistent as possible. But either way, I hope you enjoy the Solocast, and I ask you again, keep sending in suggestions and feedback. But with that said, let's get into the meat of Solocast, and we start off with the news. So here are some of the top stories for this week in gaming. Did you hear? Microsoft is coming out with another operating system, Windows 10. What happened to 9? I have no idea. Microsoft is jumping from 8 to 10, and they're hoping to bring in some big changes. But why am I talking about a computer operating system on a gaming podcast? Well, that's because this week, Microsoft had one of several planned conferences taking a look at Windows 10 and everything that will go along with it. One of those things is the most talked about item of the week, Microsoft's HoloLens. This is Microsoft's take on Google Glass and virtual reality. A wireless headset with a transparent lens, HoloLens is bringing the world of holograms to consumers, powered by Windows 10. Now, it's not so much holograms as it is augmented reality, but it still looks cool. Will it actually work as advertised? I doubt it, but here's what Microsoft is touting thus far. No cords, wires, it has a transparent lens and advanced sensors, it's lightweight, it has built-in spatial sound, and Minecraft. That's right, a special build of Minecraft is coming to the headset, and Microsoft is hoping that more games, along with other practical apps, will come to the device, which is set to launch with Windows 10 sometime later this year. Another bit of Windows 10 news was the Xbox integration. That's right, Xbox Live is being built right into Windows 10, meaning you can take all your Xbox Live goodies everywhere you can access Windows 10, including phones, tablets, and computers. But that's not all. Microsoft is jumping into the cross-play and remote play gaming trend with Windows 10 enabled devices. Windows 10 will be able to remote play Xbox One games from a series of devices as stated before, like the tablet, computer, and phones. What's more, Microsoft is also introducing cross-play between these devices. So you can play with your friends on your computer, a tablet, and Xbox One at the same time. That's pretty cool. The great thing about Microsoft's Remote Play is that it actually uses an Xbox controller across devices. So no worries about having to adapt controls for a touchscreen or a device that wasn't originally meant to play the game. So, might be a little trouble for Sony. What will you have to brag about now, Sony? I joke. But anyway, moving along. Some more news. This time, not Microsoft, but Nintendo. Nintendo announced the end of their Club Nintendo Rewards program that very few people cared about anyway. I'm joking. But really, there was never anything I wanted from the catalog. But for those of you who did love Club Nintendo, don't worry, better things are on the horizon. Although Club Nintendo ends in March of this year, a new program will be taking its place. The details on that program will be announced at a later date, which Nintendo has not released yet. Further, have you been trying to get your hands on the new Nintendo 3DS XL Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Limited Edition? Ooh, that was a mouthful. Well, fear not. Although the first pre-orders were quickly gobbled up, it looks like GameStop has reopened pre-orders for the limited edition system. Act fast, though, because they surely won't last. GameStop and Best Buy have been trying to limit the amount of pre-orders per person out there. It has helped to ward off some of the scalpers to a degree. So, if you're an honest person just looking for a good old new Nintendo 3DS, head into your GameStop and ask to pre-order the system rather, because this does seem like it's an in-store only opportunity. The online pre-orders have seemed to run dry, but if you go into your store, you should be able to find some pre-orders for the Majora's Mask Limited Edition new Nintendo 3DS XL. But don't forget to get a charger too, because if you don't already have one, the new 3DS does not come with one. Speaking of the new 3DS, Nintendo is actually giving fans a chance for hands-on with the new device at PAX South in San Antonio, Texas this weekend. Stop by the Nintendo booth to try out the new handheld and games, including The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D and Super Smash Bros. 3DS. So if you're going to be at PAX South, make sure to visit booth 1234. Yes, Nintendo's booth is actually 1234 for these goodies. And for anyone else going to PAX South, I hate you, I'm jealous. I'm just kidding. But really, I wish I was there. To all of you who are going out there, have fun. Now, this week's show was a little slow with news, but, those few that I mentioned were kind of the more notable stories coming out of the gaming this week. But for other news stories, make sure to keep it locked to WholesomeGamer.com, and we'll definitely have other family-friendly bits of news coming out of gaming this in the coming weeks. So thank you for joining me for the news, and now on to the rest of the show. Next week is pretty dead as far as games releases go. Usually in this part of the new format for the show, this next segment would be the new game releases for the upcoming week. But since next week really doesn't have anything as far as family-friendly games go, it'll be skipped this week. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have been playing. I actually had a chance to play games, guys. I had a chance to play some video games this past week. I know it's kind of tough for me to find time to play games, but I actually got a little bit of time this week. I don't know how, but I did. I don't think I skipped work. I still have a job, so yeah, that probably wasn't it. But anyway, I got time somehow, and I played a little bit of The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. And it was, this game is wonderful. It is truly a masterpiece, and I just wish I had more time to play this game. I wish I could quit my job to play this game all day, but I can't, bills and stuff. But I'm really hoping to be able to play more as soon as possible, because I barely scratched the surface of this game. I've had it since launch, but I've barely had any time to dive into it. But the game is so amazing. If you have a 3DS and you like adventure games, get this game. This game is just spectacular, and kudos again. Nintendo is hard to fail with them. They make some stupid business practices and some anti-consumer practices sometimes, but their games are almost always top notch. There are very few Nintendo games that I have been disappointed with, very few. And The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is definitely not one of those that I'm disappointed with. It is a top-notch handheld game. If you have a 3DS, if you like adventure games, get it. Make sure you play it. It's awesome. Other games that I've been playing this past week, some of you guys won't like this, and I'm sorry, but I have kind of stumbled into the mobile gaming scene. Yes, I am playing games on my phone. A couple of coworkers of mine and a few friends have actually been playing trivia games, going head to head with games like Trivia Crack and Brain Wars. And yes, those are still considered games, guys, despite what some of you may think. They may not be AAA adventure games, action games, but they are games nonetheless. And they are interactive games, so they do count. They count. And yeah, so I've been having fun with those. I have been kicking some serious tush. I've been winning a lot of these rounds with Trivia Crack and Brain Wars. I'm a bit of a nerd. So, if there was a Jeopardy game that I could a free Jeopardy game that I could just download on my phone and play all day, I probably would. That was probably like one of the few TV shows that I would watch every day back when I had TV. It was Jeopardy. Jeopardy was amazing. That show's been on for so long. There's a reason for that. It's just great. But yeah, I digress. So that's kind of what I've been playing this week. It's still a fairly slow week as far as gaming for me, life and stuff, work and life. But Legend of Zelda, a couple of those trivia game apps on my phone. That's kind of my week in gaming right there. But what have you been playing? I want to hear what you guys have been playing, so make sure you leave it in the comments. And hopefully I can get my gaming groove back soon. I need more time and I need more money. I definitely need more money. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing this week for games. But moving along, kind of going to topics to discuss now. And this week I am not gonna drag it on like I have in the previous Solocast. I'm just actually going to talk about one topic and make it really quick. Since I mentioned earlier Microsoft's HoloLens, it just brought this to the front of my mind. I wanted to discuss just this one topic today: virtual reality gaming. And I am so excited for this aspect of gaming. I am beside myself with just you can't even imagine how excited I am about this. The possibilities, I can't fathom where virtual reality will take games in the next few years. After trying out Morpheus last year at E3, I am a believer in all the possibilities. I really didn't have confidence in virtual reality. I always heard about the Oculus Rift, and there were people who thought this thing was like great, and I was always skeptical about it. But last year, since I did go to E3 with Sony and I had a chance to try out Morpheus, wow, that just changed my perspective completely. If you ever have the chance to try out Morpheus or Oculus, because I personally haven't used the Oculus Rift, but I know people who have, and I've read previews on it. I've read a couple of reviews on the some of the different kits out there, and it's supposed to be better overall than Morpheus, and I was so impressed with Morpheus, so no doubt I would be impressed with Oculus Rift as well. But yeah, I am a believer in all the possibilities, and there are truly so many games I would love to see with a VR headset, like No Man's Sky. Yeah, No Man's Sky is definitely one I want to see on there. But yeah, the tech isn't perfect yet, but I would definitely take it as it is. This is leaps and bounds over any VR we have seen commercially in the past. The ones that we have seen commercially have kind of left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths, and that was kind of one of the reasons I was skeptical about virtual reality. I didn't quite. I mean, you know what virtual reality is, you can know what it is, and you can know what to expect, but until you actually try this new virtual reality, it is completely, I can't even describe it. But anyway, yeah, it's really leaps and bounds over any virtual reality we've seen in the past. So if you get a chance to try out any of these headsets like Oculus Rift or Morpheus, I highly suggest it. Virtual reality is going to take immersion of games like to a whole new level. There are games that we get sucked into just like by playing it on our TV screen. Now imagine like placing yourself inside that game. It's going to take it to a whole new level. Some of the type of games I'm most excited to try out with these virtual reality headsets are like first-person games, whether they're exploration games, racing first-person games, or even MMOs. The possibilities are without end, and the tech it's here now. It is actually here to facilitate our imaginations. This is no longer science fiction. This is stuff that is happening, and I am so excited. I can't wait till these things are available commercially so that people can just like get them and hook them up to their systems at home, whether it's their computer or their game console. And I can't wait for all the developers to like just produce a bunch of games out there for these headsets, because this is really a new frontier for gaming that it was experimented with in the past, but not to this degree. And now we have the ability, we have the technology to really make some awesome experiences with virtual reality, and I can't wait. I really can't wait to see it. So yeah, that's just my little bit. That's the only thing I really want to discuss about virtual reality, or discuss on the Solocast today. Have you tried out any virtual reality headsets? It doesn't have to be the Oculus Rift. It doesn't have to be Morpheus, because there are other ones out there. And so I want to know, what are your thoughts on them? What would you like to see come out of these headsets, and what kind of games do you want to see? How do you want to see virtual reality headsets used? Sound off in the comments below. I absolutely want to hear from you, because this is one topic that I'm so passionate about. Virtual reality. After trying it, you've probably seen me talk about this numerous times in some of my other avenues, but yeah, I am so excited for virtual reality, and I want to hear about what you guys think about it, the whole virtual reality movement. So, but that I should end that bit right there before I kind of keep going on. To keep the cast moving along a little swiftly, I'm going to dive right into some of the listener feedback. I want to address some of the feedback that you guys have given me. Some of you have been asking if I'm going to submit this cast or the WholesomeGamer cast to aggregators like iTunes and such. I hope to soon, but I just want to make sure I can be regular with both programs and offer a higher quality of programming before I submit them for approval. Hopefully, until then, you can enjoy them here on WholesomeGamer.com or on YouTube. I'll be providing download links and other avenues for these casts in the future, hopefully sooner than later. But it all really depends on scheduling and performance. But yeah, hopefully, those avenues open up to me, and you'll see them when they come, and I'll let you guys know. You'll be the first to know. Another bit of feedback, somebody also asked about me making Solocasts into videos. And it's an idea that originally occurred to me, but I will be frank, I hate my face. I hate taking pictures and being in videos, so if I have to, then I will, but if I don't, I won't. And this is my show, so I'm not being forced to. But chances are, yeah, Solocast will not become a video series anytime soon. That's not to say I won't do videos, because I do plan on doing some. I'm just working on the logistics, kind of, figuring out what to do next. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, no Solocast videos right now. And my video editing skills suck. But if you want to make some for me, hey, I'm open. But yeah, thank you again for your questions and feedback, and I'll try to get to more on the next time around. But make sure that you keep submitting them. If you have any feedback, make sure to leave it in the comments below or send me an email through the Contact Us section on the website. I read it all, I really do, and I may address it on the next Solocast. So yeah, make sure you send those in. If you have any questions too that you want me to answer on the cast, ask away. It could be about me, it could be about WholesomeGamer, or just gaming in general. If you have a topic that you want me to talk about, please send it in and I'll take a look at it. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to make this a shorter Solocast. It's not that much shorter than the last ones, but I shaved a couple minutes off. It's a little more structured though. I hope you guys see that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to close up the show for this week. I really appreciate you guys joining me for this week's Solocast. And I hope you join me again next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. Thanks again for joining me, and have a great time gaming, guys. Later.